November 15th, 9 a.m., the city by the bay. I'm working the day watch out of Homicide. I've barely bitten in my first donut when the telephone rings. My partner answers. Bad news. They've just pulled a body out of San Francisco Bay. Time to go to work. 9:32. We arrive at the pier. The medical examiner and police photographer are already on the scene. The body's been in the water a long time and it's not a pretty sight. The victim was gagged and tied to a 60-pound chunk of concrete. His hands and feet had been bound with electrical cords. This was no accidental drowning. I interviewed the man who found the body, a fisherman. He has no clues to offer, but it's still early in the case. 10:15 a.m. Back at the office, I run the description of the victim through the computer, looking for matches with known missing persons. After chasing down a few blind alleys, I hit pay dirt. Charles Rice, age 49, missing since last Wednesday. I call the next of kin. 11:25. Rice's son shows up. I take him down to the morgue to make a positive ID. It's Charles Rice, all right. The son eventually comes up with the name of a man who threatened to kill his father. He can't tell me where to find the guy, though. More legwork for me. 1 p.m. A search of the victim's house reveals some extension cords are missing. The same ones used to tie his arms and legs? I'd bet a week's pay they are. I find greasy fingerprints smeared across one wall. The towels in the bathroom look like a match for the rag we pulled out of the victim's mouth. I'll have the lab run tests on both. 1:35 p.m. I arrive at Pacific Power where Rice was employed. Rice's boss is able to give me the name of the man who threatened Rice's life, a former Pacific Power employee named Mickey Lamar. Rice's co-worker and drinking buddy, Harry Redmont, tells me that Rice was a bit of a ladies' man. Interesting. 2:15 p.m. I locate Mickey Lamar at the downtown pet shop where he now hangs out. He strikes me as a borderline nutcase, but my gut feeling is that he didn't do the crime. Doesn't seem like the type. Never can tell, though. 3 p.m. I head to the city club where Rice and Redmont hung out. The bartender tells me that Rice liked to bet the ponies and pro ball. He was in debt to a bookie named Gourmier. I also learned that Rice's last girlfriend, Denise Murray, was married, and her husband Dave found out about the affair the night Rice disappeared. I'll definitely want to talk to him. 4:05 p.m. I tracked down the bookie, Tony Gourmier, and his cronies at the racetrack. Gourmier claims he only barely knew Rice and denies knowing anything about Rice's gambling debts. Yeah, right. 4:50. I meet with Dave Murray at the garage where he works. He admits to knowing about his wife's affair with Rice, even to fighting with Rice about it. He's thrilled with Rice's death, although he denies having killed him. 5:35. Back at the office. The message waiting for me in the answering machine is the lab. The greasy fingerprints in Rice's apartment belong to Dave Murray, the cuckolded husband. Time to bring Murray in for interrogation. Look for some chinks in his alibi. That can wait for tomorrow, though. Right now, it's time to join my partner for a couple of cold ones. SFPD Homicide. The Body in the Bay is a new first-person adventure game for Windows and Macintosh from Three Prong Plug. The Body in the Bay is a police procedural. You'll spend your time collecting evidence, ordering lab tests, obtaining warrants, and interrogating suspects as you work to establish whodunit. Your notebook is where you'll assemble and organize the facts and clues in your case, documents, witness statements, lab reports, and so forth. Witnesses' statements are automatically recorded. To question a witness about something they or someone else said, simply click on that statement in your notebook. You can't confront people with documents or physical evidence, though, a serious flaw. Want to ask about that suspicious insurance policy or those gambling slips? Too bad, you can't. You move around the city by clicking on marked locations on the city map. As you uncover more clues, more locations become available to you. You can't quit or save the game from anywhere but your office, which entails a 30-minute drive across town. The Body in the Bay has plenty of other warts, including unskippable opening credits, poor documentation, and a fragile interface that dumps you unceremoniously into Windows in response to an errant press of the escape key. The Body in the Bay is based on a real murder, one solved by San Francisco Police Inspector Frank Falzone. Falzone accompanies you as you try to solve the case in the form of several stilted video clips of varying helpfulness. Body in the Bay is a B product, but a solid B product. If you're a murder mystery fan who can overlook the holes in gameplay and interface, it might provide enough of a cop junkie fix.